All right, welcome guys to tonight's call. This is one of the tools that we have that help people create optimal health in their life. So this is about real stories and just learning about our program and just covering a lot of great people tonight and what they've done. So we're getting started here, 7 p.m., a few minutes late, little technical difficulties. I've never seen that happen before. But for those that don't know me, my name is Brad Miller, and I'm a certified health coach. I have my wife Ashley in there as well because she's a pivotal part of our journey and what we do together to help people change health. And I wanted to kick off tonight just sharing a little bit about my story. On the left-hand side here, you can kind of see my progression of my physical health journey. Started in 2009. I was a 3-sport athlete in high school, and as you can see, when you're not doing 3 sports, it doesn't matter. It starts to matter how you eat, and it starts to translate into gaining weight and not feeling well, and lots of energy drinks because you don't know how to stay awake without them. So I watched my family, and for those I was not able to picture it because I have over 2,000 pounds of weight loss combined with my extended family, and I was inspired by them to do something with my health. So you kind of see the progressions of there and how my health has improved over the years, because that's what our whole company and our whole optimal health program is about. All the way down here to a couple weeks ago when I decided it'd be fun to play around in the mud with my wife and do a rugged maniac. And it's just about continuing health every single day. So that's my story, and I wanted to cover a little bit about my why and how I get to present here tonight. I'm just part of a great community of people that like helping others create health. So, one of my favorite quotes is a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. And I just love, one, being with my family. That's me and my wife and my little guy who's almost 7 months doing planks / push-ups at the very top. Down below that is me and my mom, and just sharing health with hundreds of people at an event here in Portland area. And actually, I get to travel all over the United States, getting to share health, sharing and teaching how to become health coaches and help people, like you'll hear some of the stories on the line tonight. And then just living an active lifestyle and exploring with my family. That's us at the Portland or the Northwest Gorge area on a hike with our little man. And I know many of you guys are like, where's the sunscreen? Don't worry, it was mostly a shaded hike. We just popped into the sun for a second to take a picture, and he did have sunscreen on him. So, but that's what I'm about, and that's my why, and that's my story. So just kind of one of the people, because it's a story that's powerful on the line that makes this all come together. So who's on the call tonight? I kind of covered that for a second. We have health coaches, we have clients, we have people that are just wondering what this is all about, because we want to share what Take Shape for Life is all about. And it's kind of hard to explain in one fell swoop. So we do these calls that kind of, one, help people continue to move forward, because we're always on our journey. That's just first and foremost. But two, so more people can kind of understand what this is about. And I'll kind of hit on that in a second. So I'm not really going to tell you much about what it's about tonight. I'll cover a few things, but mostly we're just going to share stories. So these are stories of people that have transformed their health, and really only it's a fraction of the people that have come into our community and changed their health. So tonight we're just going to jump into a few of those, and we're going to start off with Daynell. Daynell, are you able to unmute yourself and come share a little bit about what Take Shape for Life has done for your life?
Hi, can you hear me?
I can. There you are.
Thanks for having me on. This is going to be one of my personal growth journey experiences. So to start out, I just wanted to let you know that basically where I started as somebody who had struggled with their weight ever since I was in middle school, actually. And I became a fitness instructor in my early 20s, thinking that that would help me. And come to find out, it doesn't really matter if you're a fitness instructor or not. If you struggle with weight, you struggle with weight. So where my story begins is really October of 2012. It's a journey that I had no idea was going to change who I was as a person. I actually started out on a different program that I slowly lost 18 pounds on, and quickly switched programs when my health coach, who's also going to share her story, Cindy Wood, when she introduced this to the gym I was working at. And I had heard just chatter of other ladies that were using the program that were getting great results. And I really wasn't learning anything with the health program that I was using prior to Take Shape for Life. And I went to an event with her, and that's when I decided that it was something that I wanted to do. And I also became a health coach at the same time. I actually ordered my coaching kit before I ordered my first program. So, but I quickly began the program right after New Year's. So it was 2013 in January. And I blew right through what I would call my stuck weight, where I would always get stuck every time I would lose about 20 to 25 pounds. And I would get stuck at this particular weight. And I told Cindy that if I could get through that weight and get to what my actual goal was that I had never, ever gotten to, that I knew it was something that I was going to do for a long term. And I blew right through that weight and was just astounded by all of the changes that came with the weight loss. I uncovered somebody that I had no idea was inside me. An athlete, somebody who just has a passion for physical fitness and just wants to grow and share the same thing with other people. And it's been really cool coaching because it's helped me with my personal growth. You probably won't be able to tell by now, but I am introverted, super introverted. And I always found it really hard to talk to people. And so this has helped me grow personally and to be able to talk to people and just to be able to watch other people uncover things about themselves that they didn't know was inside, and seeing somebody accomplish something they didn't think they'd be able to do is a blessing to see. And to have this opportunity to do this and to share it with other people and have it change my life. I mean, I even went as far as chopping my hair off and just starting a new beginning. So it's been incredible, and I can't wait to see what God has prepared for me further down the road, because I feel like I'm just getting started, because it's been kind of slow going. This last summer I didn't know if I would continue coaching, but I made the decision in January that's really what I wanted to do. And so ever since then, I've been pushing as hard as I can and really trying to just get out of my shell and not let the fear of talking to people get in my way. And I've seen some great growth, and I don't know, it's hard to describe.
It is. That's kind of why we have these calls, because you can't explain it all in one. But
yeah.
A few things stepped out to me while you were jumped out at me as you were doing this. You said you've been in fitness field for in your early 20s, and you just your health journey has helped you fall in love with fitness. So I mean, how have you been doing this the entire time? Just now changing your health. I mean, has this just reinvigorated your passion for fitness and helping others with fitness and having another form to help people with their fitness?
Yeah, it's helped to know that it can't be all about exercise, which is what this program has taught me. And because that's what I used to think that way. I used to think that if I just exercise enough, I'll be able to get where I want. And it didn't work. And as soon as I got the nutrition and the knowledge in line with everything, my whole body composition changed. My way of thinking changed. It's incredible.
Yeah, you're a true example. And I love you can just see it gleaming on your face, to pay it forward to people. And you're like me, those that don't know, I know exactly what you're talking about, because to start to get out of your comfort zone and be less introverted, because you want to help people. It's just not natural to talk to people.
Yeah.
It's just the next progression in your overall health, because health is not just weight. It's not what you eat. It's not exercise. It's so many things. So amazing story. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Awesome. Let me get back here. So, and that's what we cover a little bit tonight, because we want this to be stories, because, for those that are like me, I'm inspired by what other people do and what other people, want to, set an example for in their lives. And that's why we share these stories. So, where are you at? And it's not just about weight loss, like we were talking about. It's all health, your relationships, how you eat, how you feel, what you're concentrated on, your fitness goals, your exercise, your relationships, what you say to yourself, and finances and all that in between. So, where are you at? And this is one thing that I would kind of like to, this is part of an education piece, for us on our health journey, as well as people that are looking in and learning for their first time. But, one thing that I like to present to you is so many people are focused on the how and what of health, what they're doing, this, that, or they can really make a really cool smoothie, or they've really got their workouts down, or whatever it might be. But really, when you focus on what we like to call optimal health, and you focus on the why, you have predictable transformation like Danielle's and a few people that you'll hear here shortly, and mine, just some young kid who was already just starting to do the path of his, basically, just be blunt with it, a very overweight, obesogenic family. And they changed their way, which helped me change my health before we ever got down that road. So, wanted to share another story of that. Cindy, are you available to come on and share a little bit tonight about how Take Shape for Life has changed your life?
Yep, I'm here.
All right, I see ya.
Well, thank you for for inviting me to do this tonight. My story starts about 21 years ago, actually, when I decided to buy a gym because my passion was exercise and fitness and teaching others, and I did that, and I did it for 21 years. And during that period of time, my stress level just kept climbing, and my ability to help people the way that I wanted to be able to help them was very limited. And I felt like I was on the journey. I was always on the journey trying to find something that I could help my clients with that really, truly helped them get healthy. And I was a typical, not to put a bad look or, a bad vision on people who own health clubs or trainers or anything, but we kind of have concepts. We have concepts about programs where people are given certain things to eat and told this will help you lose weight, go for it, and it'll be great. Because I felt like there was more that you needed in order to create that health in your life. And I had a friend, a wonderful friend who kept talking to me and telling me about this wonderful program that her kids were doing. And they were members of a gym up in Beaverton, and they were losing weight like crazy. And I just kind of kept closing my ears for a while. And finally she nagged me about it probably for 2-3 months. And I finally listened and I looked, and my mind was kind of blown. And I immediately signed up to be a coach because I found this vision of a program that not only was going to help my clients become successful finally, instead of me reading food journals every week and trying to tweak it and make it this perfect little thing that was going to help them lose weight, I actually had a program that they were going to lose the weight on, and I was going to be able to help them become more fit and healthy and change the way that their mind was thinking about the whole getting healthy process. And that was wonderfully empowering to them, actually. It was empowering to me because I had this amazing tool and I could help so many more people. And that was one thing, is that I was so limited in the gym helping people. And the beauty of this program is that you may just start with your core group of people that you're getting healthy, but then they all become partners with you, as in referral partners, and sending their friends and family to you. And sometimes they jump in and they decide that they want to be coaches. And they also get to help and empower people just like I empowered them to change their lives. And so it's pretty amazing. I chose about, it was December of, well, actually it was January, a couple of Januaries ago, when I decided that I was done owning the health club. And I decided I was going to sell it. And it was kind of became a part of me. And I knew that it was going to happen, and I did it. And luckily I was able to sell it as opposed to just letting it go, which was my other option, because I was that passionate about wanting freedom and not wanting the stress of owning a business where I employed 25 people anymore and kept things going. And it was exhausting. And I needed time freedom. I needed financial freedom. I needed time to be with family and friends and be in the community. And I felt like I was just stuck in my little hole. And that's what I got when I finally left the gym and just embraced being a health coach. I finally was able to expand my own brain by getting healthy in my mind, which allowed me to do all these things and allowed me the health in my own life that I really never was able to give myself. I was constantly, trying to outrun the fork in my life. I was exercising extreme amounts of time when I didn't have any time. I was always low on sleep, which you can see that picture in the bottom right corner. I was low on sleep today because I had the ability and the time freedom to keep 2 of my grandbabies overnight, one of which was 2 months old, so that his mom could work all night on a tractor. And so I didn't get a lot of sleep, but that's okay because I didn't have to be to work this morning and I could do that. And it was a gift that I was able to give them. And that was wonderful, you know. And then I got to do this tonight at 7. So it's awesome. It's just been a wonderful and freeing experience. I have financial freedom like I never had before. And I feel free from a lot of things, and I'm free to continually grow, help others, spread this legacy beyond my brick and mortar building. I have the ability to spread it all over the country, and just like we health coaches like to think big, because we're planning on spreading it all over the world.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is we do. And I love it. I can see the smile on your face. And the reason why we share is because how would you explain to someone all those different areas that have totally changed in your health? The ability to pay it forward to people. You have Daynell right there, who's on my screen, who I can see. Your family, the lack of stress that's in your life, the ability to have freedom, sounds like just to love people and meet them where they're at. I mean, that's health and freedom. We didn't even really get into your own personal physical health on that. And I'm sure there's a piece in there on that, but that's what's incredible. And that's why we focus on all the aspects of creating health. And if you guys haven't noticed tonight, we do these calls probably every couple of weeks. And this one has a little bit of a fitness background theme because, we have all backgrounds in Take Shape for Life. And, one thing I like is that someone stayed with you, someone who cared stayed with you, because I'm sure another thing that's probably just thought of is probably 1 million people probably have come at you over your years of owning a gym and probably said they've got something for you and they've got something for you. And that's probably why it took you so long to realize that this was a fit for you. So, it was, and it is, and it's amazing to see how your whole health is transformed and the people you've affected through the process. So congrats to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing tonight, which is so cool because our program, so for those that are looking here, and this is just a reminder, no matter where you're at in your journey, our program just includes weight loss. We prepare for our journey. We start focusing on reaching a healthy BMI, healthy weight, healthy body composition, because that's one of the key points that are very important on your health journey. It doesn't matter all the different things you're doing. Medical studies will show you that if you are still at an overweight, or bad body composition, that is more affecting your health than many other things that you could be doing. So we want to focus on that while we're building habits. And while we're doing that, we are learning the habits to help optimizing your health and living a longer, healthier life. Our just program, we're focusing on so many aspects, like you heard. Cindy didn't even mention weight loss or healthy routine. It was all the other areas and all the other habits she built. We just happen to include weight loss, and we do it really well. And we talk about people who work out every day and love it. That wasn't me before. I did it just because I had to. And many of you probably agree with me. You're like, I still don't like working out. And that's okay. Because one thing to note is that you don't need to work out on plan to lose weight and build a foundation. But one thing I do love about our program is that you can. And then you get to choose to, because you start building the habit up. You take away something that you used to need to do to get healthy, and you start putting it in there because it's something you want to do, because it becomes part of building a healthy lifestyle and optimizing your health. So you don't have to pretend that you're exercising while you're watching TV anymore, or tripping yourself up, or having awesome pink weights like the guy on the bottom right hand corner. And so we do this through our easy plans, and I am the one that loves this because the plan was super easy. I didn't need to think about it. We have really easy things that, it involves more than like the number of fingers I have on my hand. Counting higher than that, I can't do it because I need simplicity. So we have a 5-in-1 plan or a 3-in-3 plan. I'm going to be going more over the 5-in-1 plan because that's how most people start. It is our medical-based weight loss program, and it's our foundation of building health. It's basically you eat every 2 to 3 hours. It's clinically proven, and where I talked about the weight loss is you lose up to 2 to 5 pounds a week, and generally 1 to 2 pounds thereafter. Those are our clinical studies, but anyone that you probably ask them their real story, they probably lost at a faster rate than that. That's just what our clinical studies show. And what's really cool is if you look over some actual testings that we do, is that our body composition, what is getting lost is actually fat and not muscle mass, which is another huge aspect of your journey. Many of you guys are losing weight on plan right now, and you don't realize that you're actually losing it in the most proper format you can probably even do. You're just excited that you're losing weight and you have high energy, which is amazing. And then we have our 3-in-3 plan, which is a form that you can use just to maybe balance your life. Maybe you don't need to lose weight. Maybe you just need routine. Maybe you're like me and Cindy, and you just are so busy with little ones running around that you just need to have healthy meals around that you can grab at all times. So you can do that to lose weight. You can do it for your structure afterwards. It's there. It's for you. It's the ability to always know you can live a healthy life. So Our 5-in-1 plan, we like to keep it very simple. We focus on eating 5 meals a day, meal replacements, which all have the same nutritional footprint. They're balanced carbohydrates, sugars and proteins, calories, and 20% of all your daily vitamins and minerals in every serving. And basically, you focus on eating those throughout the day, and it really takes the guesswork out of it. It starts building the habits, basically, where there's plenty of food that you like, it's nutritionally balanced, and you just get in the form of grabbing healthy meals every 2.5 hours and fueling your body the way that you're meant to do it. I'm 6 years into my health journey, and I love that I've just built in the habit of, one, I have something to grab every 3 hours that's something that's healthy for me, but I know that I need to grab something every 3 hours. And I've also got my water, and I've got other things around me that help me create health, because water is essential to this. This is what helps with the weight loss. We want to help start drinking that right away. And that's one of the habits that people learn right away on plan, because the more water you drink, the faster you lose weight, because that's how you flush a lot of the fat out, and it builds the habit throughout the process. But really what makes it special is what the predictable transformation we have is that we combine an education component, Dr. A's Habits of Health, the guide to living a longer, healthier life, and all the different pieces of our buyout network, which I'll cover a few pieces of, with a health coach that you can reference, that you're not all by yourself. They're not like super experts, but they're there to support you. They've walked the journey in some aspect, and they're going to move forward and partner with you, and you have your really easy plan. So it just makes it super easy. Anyone, anywhere can do it. Because some people will need to lose a lot of weight, and we're great for that. And a lot of people think that we're about extreme weight loss. And yes, it's because we've helped a lot of people with some extreme weight loss. But some people don't need to lose as much. That was my story. This is Autumn's story and Antonio's story. They didn't need to lose a lot, but what they're lacking in massive pound difference here is what you don't see is their massive lifestyle change and their happiness and balance. That you can see in their life. And just from starting our program, you think it's so funny that we're talking about meal replacements and healthy meals and starting a program of losing weight, and it translates into all areas of health, but that's really how it works. So, I could talk about all the things that you get with our program, the health coach and everything, but really what it comes with is the community that helps you live healthy long-term. And by plugging into that community and being on calls like this is why we have that, because support is so key. Because, another good tip for tonight, if you'll take something away from this call, is you become like the 5 people you spend your most time with. So if you choose a healthy community, whether you're in person with them or on this call tonight, so everyone, take your right hand, take your left hand, and give yourself a high five, because you just did something healthy for yourself today and surrounded yourself with healthy people. So we also have Facebook secret groups where you can log in and support yourself. And if you're a client on this call, I want to encourage you to jump into this Facebook group. Facebook is sucking our time away every single day, and you're there already. Why don't you jump into a healthy community and be posting and being interacting in there? So that's something that we have available for you if you're looking at joining, but also another reminder for you to jump in if you're on your journey right now. Let's see here. I don't know why it's going backwards here. There we go. And then the other great thing about it, and Cindy and Danielle hit on it, is you're going to be losing weight. People will be asking you questions, and that's the key part of it, is that they're going to be asking you, and part of the process is paying it forward, because we want people to graduate into paying it forward and helping others. And it's part of the process of our journey. To truly help someone do what you've done is to do it twice. And that's when you really learn something. So like Danielle was kind of hitting on that, and Cindy was talking about it too. And that's just where you graduate to. And actually, Danielle's a big thinker. She's like, I'm going to buy my health coaching kit while at the same time I'm buying my program. And some people do that, and that's great. But some people, it's just kind of natural iteration of that. And here's just another thought process on that too. This is one thing I tell my clients is, even if you are not becoming a health coach yet, because I'm not sure what sorry, Siri's talking to me on my phone below here, is when you pay it forward, you're 5 times more likely to reach and maintain and live an optimal health life. So one thing, as far as like glossary terms that I use when I'm teaching people, if you're paying it forward, if you're referring to your health coach, you are a health coach because you're sharing health. But we want people to also know what it's like to graduate into it, because that's really where the magic happens. I know I wouldn't be exactly where I'm at on my journey today if I didn't join this and pay it forward, which is truly amazing. And one thing I want to give you a visual of what it looks like to pay it forward and be healthy. This is just an iteration of people that decided to take their journey and go all the way into paying it forward. You have Dawn, who was a nurse at OHSU, who drastically lost weight. And you don't even see the family members here and the hundreds of people behind there that have changed their health. But she also changed someone's health back home. Lori, who's lost over 20 pounds, who was a fitness instructor and totally revolutionized her health, who paid it forward to Abby, who was one of her instructors at her Zumba gym. And she drastically changed her health, who helped her friend Abby, who helped her friend Shauna, and everyone down the line just passed it, paid it on forward. Oh, sorry, I just went over there. Julie and then Shauna, and that's just, these are, in each person paying it forward, there's dozens, if not hundreds of people that have been changed in the path of this. But this is just the iteration of what can happen, and that's why we do this, and that's really what explains Take Shape for Life as a whole. And so I just kind of want to set that up tonight. So hopefully you've learned something. Hopefully you've taken something away for your health. And I'm just going to wrap up tonight by having good friends of mine, Candy and Casey Mitzel, share a little bit about their health testimony and their background in the fitness community. So Candy and Casey, are you guys there?
We are here. We're in the same house, 2 separate rooms, and I think that I get to kick it off tonight. So thank you for inviting us to share.
Awesome.
So much like Daynell started with her story, she purchased her coaching kit and her program all at the same time, as did I. Our coaches, Michael, Michelle, offered us really the opportunity as a way to bring a little bit of extra income into our household. At the time, we had just opened up our fitness facility, and I'm not going to touch too much on that, as Casey's going to touch on that part. But owning an own business, as Cindy shared, very stressful, a lot of time spent there, and financial stability sometimes isn't that great off the get-go. And so I actually went to work part-time at Starbucks about a year before I started health coaching. And I simply went back to work, or took a job at Starbucks for healthcare coverage. Again, owning your own company doesn't really come with the standard healthcare packages that many jobs do. So I worked enough hours to bring in family healthcare. However, my hours were opening hours, so I was up at 3:30 in the morning, which took a toll on me by mid-afternoon. We have 2 very active kids, that I had to keep up with. So started coaching and program at the same time, just a little bit on my own personal journey with my program story is really what I experienced was the amount of energy that I gained, even though I thought that I ate really well and worked out on a regular routine. My energy went through the roof when I started feeling myself every 2 to 3 hours. And I didn't need those afternoon naps from working, getting up at 3:30 in the morning anymore. So that was really beneficial to be able to spend with the kids when they got home from school and so forth. And then really, and again, Casey will kind of touch on this, but I started with a few clients, just assisting people that were close to me that I knew trusted me, offered them the program, not really knowing a ton about it, but just, seeing stories and hearing, people's journeys. I'm like, okay, this is really working for people. And so started assisting people, great success. And what was so awesome is that it just wasn't local people. We could start assisting people outside of our area, outside of our gym, outside of our community. And, Casey was kind of paying attention to that because he was spending many hours in our fitness facility watching my clients who weren't part of our facility, just seeing amazing, transformations and results. And he's like, hey, I think you're onto something here with this. And so that's just been a huge blessing for that. But, I was really quick to understand, and both Daynell and Cindy and even you, Brad, touched on this, is that, really health is not just one dimensional. It's not just about what your scale says. It's not just about what your clothes says, clothes size is. And really for us, we have found, for me, just the personal growth and the mental health that I've gained. I'm much of an introvert, just like Daynell, but oh my gosh, am I just surrounded by a great amount of community and love and support, and just love connecting and taking people by the hand and moving them forward in their journeys. So that's just been an amazing personal part for me. And then really just being able to not only to assist people with the health portion of the program, but to really tap in and to help them find their mental clarity, and to be able to offer them a financial tool, because so many people in America are hurting in all areas that we offer. And, by serving coffee at Starbucks, or even just pushing people through a workout, I couldn't offer them mental health freedom. I couldn't offer them financial freedom. A lot of times they might think we were therapists or psychologists or something like that, but, truly wasn't able. And, you know, now it's almost been 6 years that we've been health coaching, and the amount of freedom that not only has come into our lives, but the ability to spend so much time with our kids. The top photo there, we just got back from Hawaii, spending 9 days there as a family last week. And we just had a lot of down, you know, fun time. And it was amazing that we didn't have to get time off or ask for permission to leave. We just went and did our thing and continued, you know, supporting our coaches and our clients from there. And, you know, just the amount of time that we've been able to spend with our kids and support them and what they are, you know, doing. They're 15 and 12 and very active. We are there 100% of the time, no matter where they are, what they're doing. And, you know, sometimes they think it might be too much, but they'll love it down the road. So anyway, I know that we have a little bit more to cover, and I want to give Casey time to share just a little bit of how we've kind of impacted a lot of people in our fitness community, in our world, and, you know, where it stems from there. So Casey, take it away.
Wow, I think you took my notes. There's a lot of what I wanted to discuss. But, you know, people get really, really super excited about two things that we offer, at least initially when you become a health coach or a client. Number one is seeing your body change. And number two is helping others see their body change. And for me, with 20 years of experience nutritionally counseling people, personal training, I've seen people change their physical bodies. And obviously it made sense that we were able to do it more often, more effectively with more people when we incorporated the Take Shape for Life program into our studio. But I had seen that before. So that wasn't something that I was like, it was kind of like, duh. Yeah, we know if you make a nutritional change that you're going to see results. We know that this happens. So to see it happen on a larger scale faster was pretty amazing. So that was something that captured me right away. But the other thing was to see your own body change. And for me, again, it was like, well, I've got pictures like that bottom right. I probably have about 16 of those because I was a nationally competitive bodybuilder. And what I would do is I'd get to 3% body fat, and then I'd go to 12%. And then 3%, and then 15%, and then 3%, and then 20%. And and I would do it every 12 weeks if I had to get ready for a contest. So I was kind of the professional of dieter. So I had seen my body change. So it wasn't like a wow, aha moment. But what really has been going on in the last 4.5 years, 5 years, is that on that bottom right, I think that was probably about 3 years ago, I'm probably about 8-9% right there. Up above in that top picture, which was just last week, I'm about 8-9%. About 9%, I think we measured before we left. So for the last 5 years, I've basically optimized my health and been able to maintain this lifestyle of health and fitness, which seems to make a lot of sense when you own a gym, number one. But number two, I'm just loving everything that comes from the more healthy lifestyle. It's been just a major thing. So, I mean, and we cultivate that atmosphere with our health games and with our leadership and leading by example and just being part of just a really healthy group of people. So just like Brad said, you know, you're around those 5 people. We're around about, 500 people that that are positive influences in your lives. And so what really started getting me excited was other than, those two things that get most people excited in the beginning because they come from an outside career where they haven't seen that type of interaction, intimacy with people and seeing their bodies change and that kind of thing, but was the emotional and the financial side of it. And those were things that we were never able to really touch as trainers, especially financially. And because, I had confidence that if people saw me with my nutrition background and that kind of thing, that they would see results. But one of the problems that I was facing was I owned a club. I had a staff of people, and people came to us trusting that we were going to take care of them and get them results. So when I started seeing that that the average person could become a health coach with really amazing success with all of their clients, I started realizing that this was duplicatable, that you could teach people to be health coaches and to inspire other people. And when I was a trainer to the trainers at large health clubs, sometimes I'd have 20 personal trainers in a department. My job was to hire, train, and get them to help people accomplish their goals. But we didn't have programs. We had programs in place, but people couldn't follow them. And this program, people could follow. So that was something that was just mind-boggling to me. So I just needed to grab onto that and run with it. And now we have our trainers and our instructors that can all coach with that predictability, and we know that it's going to happen. And that, I guess, has been probably the most rewarding thing. But the other thing is, again, going to the financial side, our trainers, I wanted to be able to, coming from that land of corporate business and having to really put the fingernail or the thumbnail on my staff to do sales and to not take vacations because we needed them to hit their numbers and these type of things. I never wanted, again, any of my trainers to have to make decisions based on financial barriers. I wanted them to be able to take vacations, to work to work around their family schedules, to have hobbies, and really spend time with the children and things that are important to them. So that was something that became really a big why for me on how to implement this program into our studios, was we wanted that success for all of our people. And, again, going back to my personal health and maintaining my current level of fitness, I just want to ask everybody is that if you look at this as a financial option for you and you want to inspire people, and, what's it going to take besides your own personal health to really get behind living this permanently? And when you take a look at the compensation plan, is it going to be, $8,000 a month? Is it going to be $18,000 a month? Is it going to be $54,000 a month? I mean, those are large numbers. So to pay this forward to other people and live a healthy lifestyle and be compensated for it above and beyond, is pretty wild. So we absolutely love it. I mean, it's been a blessing in our lives for sure, and it's allowed us a lot of freedoms.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing, Casey. I mean, so many things about that, but you just, what's awesome is it just radiates from you guys how excited you are about helping people. And I particularly like your background because it gives people an insight to the fitness world that you guys are needed. You guys provide so much general insight, but some of it can be broken, and it shows you where all the fits are. I love your passion for helping others with this. I love the passion for helping other trainers stay passionate about training people and not having to compromise. And I love it that your only barrier is how many people you want to help. And I just watch your family transform. I mean, a lot of your family look at you guys as like, the black sheep because you're so healthy, but you've been able to, in all your years of fitness training, now in the last little bit, you've been able to have them watch you and have a tool to give them. And some of them have become like, Carrie is now a fitness instructor, Candy's sister. And I think it is so cool. That is predictable transformation that we have. So thank you guys for hitting on that. And kind of as we wrap up here, that's just kind of what we talk about is one of the next things is paying it forward. This is a whole community built around paying it forward. Because if you bounce the ball to yourself and you keep the ball, it's kind of like potatoes, like real potatoes. You want it, if someone throws you a potato, you want to get rid of it. So same thing with this, except you want to keep it for yourself and give it to somebody else too. So paying it forward to other people. Casey talked about compensation, and we like to hit on that. We're very proud of that, but we don't talk about it that much because it's mostly the formation of paying it forward to other people. It's very apparent by the people that shared tonight that that's what their focus is on. So if you're getting close to that time where it's like, hey, I could be paying it forward, I want you to think about that your time is, one, not in vain, because the compensation of goodwill to other people is truly amazing, but you also get compensated huge. I mean, Candy talked about financial things, and I won't even go into ours, but through the desire to help other people, this really helped us have mental health for my wife and I at one given time and have given it to other people. And it's truly amazing because raise your hand or blink your eye at me if financial stress was ever one of the times that was the downfall to your health at a given time in your life that tripped you up and sent you down a rabbit hole, or an argument with your spouse. And I'll just leave you guys with this. Did you guys know we have a divorce rate of over 50% in this country? Did you know over 50% of that 50% rate is tied back to financial stress? And that's just one thing that just think about when we're talking about optimal health. So, here's some hypothetical examples, but if you are interested in paying it forward and you're getting close to that time, because I want to paint you a picture, is Candy and Casey, Daynell, Cindy, they've all paid it forward. They've created a ripple effect that we talk about of hundreds and some in cases thousands of people. I know Candy and Casey, you guys are easily above the thousands now, and you would have never been able to refer that many people. So that's just one thing to be thinking about as you're thinking about this. So if it's been playing around the back of your head, I hope we planted the seed tonight. Know that it's all in due time. It's all when you're ready. But this as a whole is what we talk about with Take Shape for Life. It's not diet food. It is creating a life of abundance in all areas of your life. So, some people say I need to be at my goal weight, and you might want to, but Molly thought about it over and over, and she lost over 100 pounds, and she got started about, I'd say about a third of the way through her journey, and she's impacted dozens of lives. Or you have people like this kid right here who says, I don't know anyone, but you never know who, by talking to people, who's going to take you to the next level. And it doesn't matter really how big you need to go. You just need to take the next steps. And if you only leave one person paying it forward and choosing health because you paid it forward to the next step, that's a great thing too. You took your health to the next level. And that's why we talk about passion and purpose. We're really meeting in the center here. So where do we go from here? Well, if you're looking for more information about our program, get connected with the person that brought you on this call so they can answer more questions for you and find the right fit, the right match for your health. If you're looking to become a coach, connect with your health coach. They'll tell you more. But if you're just part of our community, if you're already a health coach, if you're a client, stay the course, stay plugged in, stay moving forward, because optimal health is a journey taken one step at a time, one day at a time. And that's what we want to leave you with here. So thank you guys all for plugging in. Way to be at a healthy place on a very warm Northwest sunny evening. And I'll have a great night. And don't forget to hydrate in this heat. You guys have a great night. And thank you guys all who shared tonight. Appreciate you guys.